Hey all, welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Zootopia 2, because I got to see that recently, and I thought I'd do a quick review, and I have to say, I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, first things first, I have to get this off my chest. I think it's such a huge missed opportunity. I think they could have called it Zootopia. You know how put the two in there, like either the number two in the middle, or just turn it the TO into the TWO, and they call it Zootopia. Whatever, that's not important. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and it's kind of funny too. They kind of like turned me around too when it comes to the sequel, because when they first announced Zootopia 2, there's a part of me that was like, really? In 2025? It's going to be like, what, 9 years since the last one? I think it might be too late for a sequel. It didn't feel like, oh, I have a great idea for a Zootopia 2, let's do it. It felt like, hey, what's the old movie that was really successful? Well, that old Zootopia movie made $1 billion, let's just try doing that again. So that's why I was a little nervous about going into it. But then I saw the film, and I'm so glad that I was wrong. It is great, and it even makes me actually want more Zootopia movies. I definitely want a Zootopia 3, and I'd be so down for this to become a franchise. Once again, proof that Disney doesn't know which franchises or which films to make franchises, because instead of giving us our fourth Zootopia by now, they decided they're instead giving us a fifth Toy Story. Not that that bothers me. Psh, no, I'm over it. I got over that. But anyway, like I was saying, I'd be so down for this to become a franchise, a great buddy cop like family franchise. And as for the movie itself, like I said, I thought it was really enjoyable. The best part of this film is definitely Nick and Judy's partnership. They're just so much fun together, and they have such a great banter back and forth. It really does make the movie and the relationship, also seeing them kind of grow, because this film takes place only like a couple months maybe after the first film, so they're still pretty new at working with each other. And they do go into like how they're still very snarky with each other, but you know that they do care each other at the end of the day, and they do dive deeper into that. I just can't talk too much about that because of spoilers. I also do know that there's some people who like ship the two as like a romantic relationship. I don't. I think it's purely platonic. However, admittedly, there were some moments that made me question: are they actually going to do that? They don't, but they had me questioning at times. And they even did a great job with some of the suspense too, because sometimes, like towards the third act, I was even questioning. I was like, because going into the film, I was like, yeah, everybody's going to come out alive. It's not that big of a deal. But then going into it, I was questioning, is everyone going to make it out alive? I think they just did such a good job with like that suspense and that thrill of with the story of like, I don't know. Admittedly, though, with this story, I feel like there is a twist in it, and I do like that we're continuing with our mystery and our twist. But I feel like the twist, well, one twist. There's a twist that with history, and then there's a twist with the character. The twist with the character I saw coming from the moment we were introduced to a character. Now maybe that was just me. Maybe one of you watched it and you were like, "Well, I didn't see that twist coming." Okay, maybe it's just me, but to me it was very obvious. But the twist with the history I thought was really good. Also, the movie is definitely very funny. A lot of it does come from Hops and Wilde's duo, but there's also other characters who are funny with funny lines, as well as some visual gags in the background that are just funny. And there's some references too, maybe too many references, but I enjoyed almost all of them. Now, I don't think it's necessarily a perfect movie. Like, I think there is some pacing problems. I kind of feel like the film gets a bit long. Like, I feel like the middle, it could have been sped up a bit. But other than that, I don't really have much to say, at least right now. I might after like a rewatch or two, but as of right now, not much. And also, I think the new characters are likable as well. Like Gary the Snake is very likable. There's this woodchuck or beaver, I forget, who you see them in the trailer, who actually I thought I wouldn't like, but I ended up really liking that character in the film. So yeah, like I said, I think this is such a fun time. So should you see this in theaters? Well, if you like the first Zootopia film, or even if you just want to have a good time with the family at the theater, then yes, I would say go see this in theaters. However, if you don't have like the time or the money, or maybe if you don't have the time or the money, then maybe wait for streaming. And if you just didn't like the first Zootopia, I kind of doubt you'll like this one. So maybe skip it if you saw the first Zootopia and hated it. But yeah, if you want a great time with the family and you love the first Zootopia in theaters, if you don't have the time or the money, then it can wait for streaming. And then if you hated the first Zootopia, you can skip it because you will not like this one. Although, I don't know why you wouldn't like the first Zootopia. I thought it was a fun time. But yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch. If you like this video, please hit like. If you want to see more videos like this, I've done a bunch of reviews. I recently reviewed Wicked for Good, so check that out. And thanks for watching. Bye.